Hey there, Anna with Travel Tuna, and today I am going to show you the Aqua Class room on Celebrity Reflection, room number 1520. Let's get going. We are going to jump into this Aqua Class room number 1520, but I have some things to tell you first. First off, I just had my last chemo on Wednesday, so I am so excited to be going on this cruise on Friday. It's just a weekend, but then I'm doing a back-to-back. My mother is joining me on Monday, which will be so fun. I am really looking forward to that, but you want to know about the room. When we get to the room, we'll find this envelope, and it will have your key card in it. Now, if it has been opened, like mine, I actually already opened it and checked out the room, so if it has been opened, then you immediately want to go to customer service and make sure that your key has not been tampered with. All right, let's get started. 1520. Now this is an Aqua Class room. So you do get a balcony with the Aqua Class rooms. You are also close to the spa, so you do have some spa amenities. You do have some upgrades in the room that I'm going to show you. This is the first day that I am Elite on Celebrity and Diamond on Royal Caribbean. With Elite, you get an embarkation, a VIP embarkation and screening, and there is an embarkation lounge with some goodies that I'll show you here. That is really nice. And once you get on board, you are able to have lunch in Luminé, and that is the Suites restaurant, and so I look forward to that. So all these nice fun little goodies that I'm getting, and you want to stay to the end to find out about the Aqua Class and my experience and the pros cons. So definitely want to do that. Let's get back to the room. One thing that was really confusing about this room is the room number is 1520, but it is on deck 11. So that is something to keep in mind. You are one floor down from the spa and the solarium, those type of things. So that's nice. And, you know, closer to pizza or whatever, you know. So it is a good location. And let's look at the room. So when you enter, you do have your muster assembly station. I already did my e-muster on deck 5. I am A3, so that's good. You have your temperature control there. Light switches. I have already sanitized the whole room. I bring bleach wipes now that I'm going through this cancer thing, and I have wiped down everything. All the handles, all the insides of the drawers, everything. So they do have this set up here. You have tons of shelves. I love these rooms on Celebrity Reflection. They have just such a nice layout with counter, and you do have a hair dryer. With Celebrity, you get some little upgrades. They give you a vanity kit, shower cap. Here's your bar soap, little drawers. They're kind of good for some fun things to put in there. There's your trash and my bleach wipes that I brought. There is a little hidey hole that I actually put my flushable wipes, but you cannot put flushable wipes down the toilet, so don't do that. They do give you body lotion, so you don't have to bring that. Tissues. In the shower, they do give you shampoo, conditioner, and body wash. And in the Aqua Class, you get a nice rain head shower and body sprays. So that'll be fun to figure out. Foot holder that they include in all of their showers to shave your legs. Hooks up there. They do not have a clothesline in here, but you do have hooks. You've got a couple hooks there, a couple hooks there. I always bring magnetic hooks just in case. Check to see if there's a nightlight. There is a nightlight, so I don't have to use my nightlight, and that's a nice one. Full length mirror. Here is the bed. They actually provide you with these wonderful little backpacks. We use these for groceries and things. We take these home and use these for groceries. I have included my little note for him. I always ask for a blanket. I need morning cards for my coffee. So they do deliver your coffee service for free in the morning, but you do have to pay $9.95 if you want room service with food, anything more than a continental breakfast. I do have to have a sharps container because I am taking shots still. Champagne glasses and wine glasses because I do bring my own non-alcoholic wine on board. Since I'm Elite, they actually gave me a bottle of champagne, but I'll save that for my mother. In the closet here, you do get a nice fluffy robe in the Aqua Suite. Laundry, now that I'm Elite, I will be able to do a free bag of laundry. These are yoga mats, and they also provide umbrellas and slippers. Fun, fun, tons of storage up there. These are the lights, shelving, and I don't know if there is a plug under here. Always look, oh, somebody left something. We'll have to see what that is. Definitely room for your suitcase, but I do not think there's a plug. All right, not seeing it. Nice upgraded pillows here. You do have a beach towel over there. It's only me this sailing. And then, like I said, my mother comes on Monday, so they've only had one robe, one towel, things like that. They do give you these beautiful flowers. I thought that was a really nice touch. That's nice. There's just different coloring in here. The couches are gray, so it's a little bit more nice. Here they give you little wallets if you need those. This is the paper version of today's, and then they tell me that I'm Aqua Class, so I can dine in blue. And these are the things that are allowed with your elite membership. There's a cocktail hour, continental breakfast, private departure lounge. That's nice. You can have concierge service. This is the schedule today. One of the things, I think I said that, I'm not sure, is that I'm going to go eat in Luminé. I've got chemo brain a little bit, so maybe I already said that. So you gotta look at the schedule and the perks there. I do get 2 free bottles of water and a bottle of champagne. The coffee service is free. That's where you get on this side. These items are free plus coffee. This premium breakfast and other room service has $9.95 service fee. So keep in mind that they do have plant-based items that you can get in the Aqua Class Stateroom. And there's cost for different of these. These waters will cost. So I'm actually going to put these different things right up there. They have put in a mini bar setup here, so that is going to go with those extra bottles right up there, so it's out of my way. They do have a safe. It's a nice big safe if you wanted to put a laptop in there. This is nice for my casino chips and winnings. Shelf up there. I usually put my purse up there. Nice big drawers. Since I'm here doing a back-to-back and this is the weekend, I am going to use my little packing cubes to just pull out the stuff I need for the weekend, and then it'll be less packing. They do give you some binoculars, which are kind of fun. There are 2 plugs here and a European plug. And there is a drawer here. Make sure that you get everything out of the drawer when you leave. I have left stuff there before, a charger. This talks about the spa. You do get some discounts at the spa, so if you wanted to get a massage, you also have access to the Persian garden. So I will include information about that. Sometimes these tables go up and down, so I like to check on that. Now, the balcony. Wow. You gotta make sure that this is closed or your AC will not work. This is the balcony, different color chairs on the balcony, and I love that they have the footstools and the table. We're in Fort Lauderdale right now, getting ready to go. So we will come in for the full view of the room. And now it's time for me to go grab lunch. Stay tuned for the pros cons. Wow, this trip has been amazing. We have a lot to unpack here today. It was my first time in an Aqua Class stateroom, and I just finished my chemo on Wednesday, so I was so excited about that. I did go on this cruise by myself, and that has been so relaxing, especially with the Aqua Class because of the Persian garden and everything. Oh, it's been a wonderful weekend. This was just a weekend. It's a Friday to Monday cruise, and I am on the Celebrity Reflection in room 1520, the Aqua Class stateroom, like I said, and my mother is actually coming on Monday. So I'm excited about that, excited to see her, get to share the week with her on Celebrity Reflection. Let's start with Elite. I just made Diamond on Royal Caribbean, and they did a status match over to Celebrity. Now, because I just got off of that cruise last week, I know, hard life, and I'm very blessed, and I just got off that cruise last week, I called to get my status increased and make sure that it was transferred over to Celebrity, but it all worked out. So if you have to do that, there are some time frames with that. I had to wait 24 hours and then another 48 hours. And so you definitely want to get that done as soon as possible. if you do have another cruise scheduled. So that is important because the benefits are great. So I had a VIP screening. I was the only one in security. I walked right in. Once you're in, you actually, they sit you down. Well, of course, they treat you like royalty. They have a nice spread there with some goodies and some drinks. I was able to grab a Pellegrino so that I could have that at lunch, which was nice. There was some confusion on where lunch was given. You do get a special lunch, but it's not in Luminae. It's actually in the main dining room, and you are under the concierge class is what it is. So there are different classes on Celebrity. You have the regular that is in the main dining room. Then you have possibly access for concierge class or premium access. You can pay for premium access. And that includes Wi-Fi, it includes priority embarkation, debarkation, the lunch, those type of things. But if you have status, then you don't have to pay for that. You are then in the concierge class as elite. You get to have those matching things. And then the suites are only in the Luminae and the Michael's Club. Another thing that was different on this ship is there isn't like a crown lounge or anything. What was very convenient is between 5 and 7 p.m. every night, I could go to most any bar and get drinks. And so I was going to get my non-alcoholic wine during this time. You know, I am off the alcohol, and I have been experiencing all the different non-alcoholic venues out there. And they actually brought in a special bottle of the red non-alcoholic wine for me. And I gave everybody chocolates and tips, things like that. So that was fun. They loved it. I didn't have enough chocolate the first night, so I brought extra chocolate the second night. They love chocolates on the ship. I love to give out chocolates and see the smiles, definitely. Like, let's get back to that. Then I was having dinner with the Aqua Class. You have dinner in blue, and that is a wonderful menu. It is elevated. They had filet mignon on the first night, and it is healthier. There are some different options. You can still order from the main dining room menu, so that is good. And so you have those options too if you didn't want to be as healthy. I had some wonderful lamb. They had wonderful appetizers and desserts, and most of the desserts were actually the same, but I did have some good choices there and healthy choices there too. So let's go to the room. Pros, cons. So this is an Aqua Class stateroom. What was really nice was Tigit, who was my room steward, and he was so wonderful. He was so attentive and so just very special to getting things and making sure everything was right. He actually even changed out my fresh flowers. They're beautiful. He had, the rose was drooping a little bit, so he changed that out, and the flowers are there, just gorgeous. And so there's nice little touches here. You have binoculars, you have yoga mats, you have umbrellas, you have full access to the Persian garden, and that is the thermal suite with the different rooms there, the infrared heat, the hammam, the cold room, and the aromatic room. And so that was very relaxing, and the beds there. The other thing that's very fun is that this has, the shower has the body spray. That's kind of interesting. I don't know if those are still that much of a thing, but it was interesting. It was fun. Let's see what else. Let me look at my notes. So the location of this room, there was a pro-con to that. The thing was, it was right by the spa. That was very nice. I was able to just, you know, throw on a rope and pop up into the spa, into the Persian garden. And that was just right out my door. But the other problem was, it was confusing to get here. The room is 1520, which you would normally think that's on the 15th floor. Well, that's not the case. It's on the 11th floor. So you really have to look and check about those room numbers and things. The other thing is at night, when I'm coming up from the casino, which is on the 4th floor, I then have to climb a mountain of stairs to get to the 11th floor. So that was the con of it. You can't just go up another couple flights and grab the pizza though, so that would be good too. You are walking those stairs to go grab pizza. So that was wonderful too. I love the pizza. I actually had them make me a, oh, so yummy, quattro formaggi pizza which is a white pizza, and I added mushrooms. Oh, it's my favorite. Definitely. The other thing that I really loved, this trip went to Key West, and then it went to Bimini, Bahamas. And I love pulling into Key West. It is just such a peaceful town, especially in the morning. I was there, I woke up early because of steroids, and then another con is the blinds in this room, the curtains in this room aren't darkening. And so it was kind of bright coming in. So I did wake up a little early. But what was nice about that, I was able to sit on the balcony and I listened to colors, which if you're not in the military or if you don't have a military background, you may not know what that is. But what that is, when the military base, which there is one by there, I actually was stationed there for a little while, and they raise the flag in the morning, they do the Star Spangled Banner. So that was just really nice and peaceful. It was so quiet. There was a beautiful breeze. It was, I loved it. It was such a wonderful weekend. Very happy about it. All right, I think those are all my wonderful things that I wanted to say. One other treat for the elite was that I was able to do laundry, which was nice. I also had 2 pressed items, and I know now I don't have to bring as much. Very good pros. So let me know in the comments, have you ever stayed in an Aqua Class before? You know, what are your experiences with Elite and Diamond and on the different cruises? I would love to just get in a conversation and find out your experiences. And I am ready to get back to relaxing. So hopefully we will see you in the future, and travel tuna. Make sure to like and subscribe for more of our shenanigans.